other team until 4 o'clock Eastern. But first, Dan, explain to us why the Browns cut Hayden right now.
Well, they decided that the contract wasn't worth the performance anymore. $11 million he was scheduled to make this year. They're still on the hook for $4 million of it, guaranteed, minus whatever another team pays to sign him. But they just decided that that wasn't, given the way he's played the last couple of years, that wasn't a price they were happy to pay. They tried to talk to him about a pay cut. He wasn't interested in that. They dangled him in trade talks, couldn't trade the contract. So now they make the expected decision to move on and cut him. It is interesting. You say, why now? They did take a little bit of a risk by keeping him as long as they did if they weren't going to use him, because if he had gotten hurt, that $11 million would have been fully guaranteed. So they did give him a chance to show something this camp that he hadn't shown last year, but obviously they didn't, or he didn't, to their satisfaction.
All right, guys. So based on what you can see of Joe Hayden over the last 7 years, where is he at right now as a player?
Well, I think he's on the decline, quite honestly, and if he doesn't show something soon as far as his ability to recover from some of the injuries that he's suffered, then I think it's going to continue to be a decline. And there's been a decline not only in his physical skills, but I think in his confidence, Woody. Yeah. And you see it a little bit in terms of how he plays the game right now. Look, right here he's in press man against Antonio Brown. I know this is one of the most difficult matchups in the NFL, regardless of what kind of skill set you have. But Joe used to be able to press and play off with equal effectiveness. And one of the things that you're going to see here right away is once Antonio comes off the line of scrimmage, you're going to see Joe kind of open his hips and start to really defend for the go route and for the deep balls. Because if you see right here, he's already opened his hips because he was afraid that Antonio was going to take him deep. Why? Because he doesn't think he has the speed anymore. Then Antonio kind of throws him by. And here's the other thing, Woody, that I see. Yeah. You see how long it takes him to go ahead and come back around and squeeze this route? Well, that happens because when you have groin issues, you just can't change direction as fast as you used to. Now he's got separation. Now he's going to have to try and catch up to him as Antonio's screaming across the field. That's first down all day long. That's a problem. Here's another one here where he's playing off-man coverage in a cover 4 type principle. They're playing quarters over here. They're going to play roll to cover 2 up here. And you see him, Joe used to be one of the smoothest, most fundamentally sound off-man cover people in the National Football League. And here you see him. He's got good leverage, but again, Antonio makes it look like he's going to either take him on the post or take him on the go route, and he automatically opens his hip and goes, I got to get out of here because I don't know if I can really defend that. He doesn't have any idea what's going on back here with Ben Roethlisberger. The ball's already in the air, and Joe's still running. He's still taking off. And again, you see right here the big looping arc to try and come back to the route. That's because in your core, you just can't change direction like you used to.
Yeah, and when you talk about Joe Hayden, you see these 2 examples right here. Again, he's going against one of the best route runners in football. But he has been incredible at being able to flip his hips, meaning being able to open his hips so he doesn't make that rounded arc when he's coming out of his break. But that happens when you have these nagging injuries and you can't get to practice on, and do your drills in practice. You can't work through some of those things. And when you get out there in game day, this is the product you put out there. I still feel like Joe Hayden, and the talent that he has, can really help a football team as far as being a veteran presence. Maybe not the guy that's going to follow your number 1 receiver, but he can be a guy on the outside that can lock some people down.
As recently as 3 years ago, look, I thought Joe was the number 1 corner in the league when it came to being able to play press, off, and tackle. I mean, it's just right now, injuries have just kind of eroded some of his physical ability, and when it starts getting in your head, that's a problem.
And you can see it there. All right, so Hayden was one of 10 Browns picked in the first round from 2010 through 2016, tied with the Vikings for the most first-round picks in the league during that span. But the cornerback is the only one to reach a Pro Bowl in his career, getting selected in 2013 and 2014. And with the release of Hayden, only 3 of these 10 players are still on the Browns roster. Much more on Joe Hayden off the field in a feature you are not going to want to miss. We'll bring that to you in just a few. But, we mentioned earlier this week that DeShone Kizer, the rookie, was named the starting quarterback. But what's the future for Brock Osweiler? He's still on this roster here.
He is for now. They could certainly release him. Obviously, they'll try and trade him as they did with Joe Hayden. And you never know in a league that's starved for quarterback help what might happen. But that contract, it seems like the Browns were the only team in the league that was going to trade for that contract, and they're now the ones that would try to trade him. But, yeah, he would probably be on the market soon. It is worth noting that the people in the Browns organization have been very happy with the way Brock Osweiler has conducted himself, the kind of contributor he's been this offseason. He just wasn't a guy they really ever wanted. They took him on to get a second-round pick and to help them spend money to get to the salary floor. He's probably on the outs.
Yeah, I was there on Monday. They still won't even name him the backup yet. They still have yet.
I think Kessler's the number 2 there.
That's how it will work out. $16 million a year. Yeah.
Quick fall.
Yeah, $16 million for 1 year, though, compared to Kaiser will get, roughly 5 of the next 4. All right, so coming up on NFL Live, the 2017